it's been a long time. I still remember that we used to argue when we were kids.
Yes, I recall the time when we even argue which of the coin or sheep is heavier.
I remember that. I kept answering sheep, but he kept on insisting that the coin is heavier.
Well, it's because the coin sinks and the ship stays afloat.
But today, we can now understand those phenomena because of buoyancy and Archimedes' principle. Buoyancy is the tendency of an object to float in a fluid. There is a net upward force exerted by a fluid that opposes the weight of an immersed object. This is called a buoyant force or an upthrust.
Now, why does a coin sinks in water instead of floating? Because it follows the basic concept of density. If an object is denser than the water, it sinks when placed in water. The coin that is placed in the glass of water is denser. That's why it sinks.
And why is a massive cruise ship floats instead of sinking? It now involves the Archimedes principle. It states that any object that is submerged in water experiences an upthrust equal to the weight of the water that is displaced. In other words, an object is supported by the buoyant force if it is less dense than the water. Although the steel used in the ship is denser than the water, but the air inside the cabins is not, making the ship less dense, which makes it possible to float.
It's getting hot. I need some cold drink. Oh, this is a positive buoyancy.
Wow! Oh, the teaspoon just fell.
And that is a negative buoyancy. You know what? We went to Cebu for scuba diving. It was so much fun.
Oh! That's a neutral buoyancy. Now that we have learned buoyancy, we can now infer that not all heavy objects sink and not all light objects float. Buoyancy plays a major role in explaining real-life situations such as transportation through water, an iceberg floating on the ocean, people swimming, and more.
There are times when you will hit the rock bottom of yourself. But that's a good thing, because there's no other way but to go up.
Sometimes, life may bring you down, but someone will lift you up.